Steam is absolutely packed with crazy deals right now. Some of the biggest AAA games ever made are sitting at 90% discounts. Legendary franchises are cheaper than a cup of coffee, and there are even a few games you can try for a limited time without spending anything at all. And these aren't random bargain bin games. We're talking Dead Space, Mass Effect, Battlefield, The Witcher 3, Mortal Kombat, and a lot more. So today I'm going through another fresh batch of Steam deals that are actually worth your money. Right at the start, the entire Battlefield series except Battlefield 6 is currently discounted by up to 95%, and that's honestly an incredible deal. Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Hardline, and 2042 all offer something different, whether you prefer historical settings, modern combat, or massive multiplayer battles. Even years later, some of these games still have active communities, and at these prices, it's hard to go wrong. Up next, Dead Space at 90% off, and this is easily one of the best horror deals available right now. The remake takes everything that made the original great and upgrades it with modern visuals, improved gameplay, and some of the best atmosphere you'll find in the genre. Every hallway feels dangerous, resources are limited, and the sound design alone can keep you on edge. If you're a horror fan and somehow missed this one, now is the perfect time to fix that. And next, Mass Effect Legendary Edition and Mass Effect Andromeda Deluxe Edition at 92% off, and this is honestly one of the craziest discounts in the entire sale. The Legendary Edition includes the original trilogy, which many players still consider one of the greatest RPG series ever made. You get an incredible story, memorable characters, meaningful choices, and a universe that's genuinely fun to explore. Andromeda had a rough launch, but it's still worth checking out at this price, especially if you end up wanting more Mass Effect after finishing the trilogy. Up next, Need for Speed Unbound and Need for Speed Heat at 90% off, and both are solid picks if you're looking for arcade racing. Heat focuses on day and night racing with a great progression system, while Unbound adds a more unique visual style and faster paced action. Neither game tries to be a hardcore simulator, they're built around customization, speed, and having fun, which makes them easy recommendations at this discount. And next, Wreckfest at 90% off, and this is one of the most entertaining racing games you can buy. The driving feels great, but the real highlight is the destruction. Cars get damaged realistically, races turn into complete chaos, and half the fun comes from somehow surviving the madness around you. If you're tired of clean and polished racing games, Wreckfest is a refreshing change. And next, RoboCop Rogue City Alex Murphy Edition at 90% off, and this game ended up being much better than a lot of people expected. It perfectly captures the feel of the RoboCop movies, letting you walk through Detroit as a heavily armored tank while delivering justice one criminal at a time. The shooting feels satisfying, the story respects the source material, and if you're a RoboCop fan, this is an easy recommendation. Up next, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt at 90% off, and honestly, this game barely needs an introduction. Even years after release, it's still considered one of the best RPGs ever made. The world is massive, the side quests are better than entire storylines in other games, and the characters are unforgettable. If you've somehow never played The Witcher 3, this might be the best value deal in the entire video. And next, Sonic Mania at 90% off, and this is basically a love letter to classic Sonic games. The level design is fantastic, the gameplay feels smooth, and it perfectly captures what made the older titles so popular in the first place. Whether you're a longtime Sonic fan or completely new to the series, this is a great place to start. Up next, Crime Boss Rockay City at 90% off, and this game keeps showing up in sales because the discount is just too good to ignore. It mixes heist gameplay, shooting, and co-op action into a surprisingly fun package. It's especially enjoyable with friends, where every mission can quickly turn into complete chaos depending on how things go. And next, Army Troop at 90% off, and while it's a much smaller title compared to some of the games here, it's still worth a look if you enjoy military shooters. It focuses on straightforward action, plenty of combat, and quick gameplay sessions that are easy to jump into without a huge time commitment. Up next, Zombie Army 4 Dead War at 90% off. If you enjoy co-op shooters, this is an easy recommendation. The game takes the sniper combat from the Sniper Elite series and throws huge zombie hordes at you. You'll be fighting your way through massive battles, unlocking new weapons, and pulling off satisfying slow-motion kill shots. It's fast, chaotic, and a lot of fun with friends. Plus, there's plenty of content here to keep you playing for a long time. And next, Mortal Kombat 11 at 90% off. This is still one of the strongest fighting games you can buy at this price. The roster is packed with iconic fighters, the combat feels smooth, and the visuals still hold up incredibly well. Whether you enjoy online matches, local multiplayer, or story campaigns. There's a lot to do here. At 90% off, it's easily one of the best fighting game deals available right now. Up next, Painkiller Hell and Damnation at 90% off. This is old school shooter action at its finest. No complicated progression systems, no giant open world, just fast movement, powerful weapons, and endless enemies to destroy. If you're a fan of classic shooters like Doom, Serious Sam, or Quake, you'll probably feel right at home here. And next, Strange Brigade at 90% off. This is a seriously underrated co-op adventure. You'll be exploring ancient ruins, solving puzzles, fighting supernatural enemies, and searching for treasure along the way. The game has a fun action movie vibe, and the co-op gameplay makes everything even better. If you're looking for something to play with friends, this one is definitely worth a look. Up next, Don't Starve Together at 90% off. This is one of the best co-op survival games you can get at this price. You and your friends are dropped into a strange and dangerous world where almost everything is trying to kill you. You'll be gathering resources, building a base, crafting gear, and trying to survive through changing seasons. The unique art style gives the game a lot of personality, but don't let that fool you. This game can be surprisingly challenging, especially when winter arrives or giant bosses start showing up. And next, Sniper Elite 4 at 90% off. If you enjoy stealth games and long-range shooting, this is easily one of the best deals in the entire sale. The maps are large and open, giving you plenty of freedom to approach missions however you want. You can sneak through enemy bases, set traps, or eliminate targets from hundreds of meters away. And of course, the famous X-ray kill cam is still here, making every perfect shot feel incredibly satisfying. Up next, Going Under at 90% off. This is a roguelike that doesn't take itself seriously at all. The game is set in a world where failed startups become dangerous dungeons. To survive, you'll be fighting enemies with whatever random objects you can find nearby. Chairs, laptops, keyboards, and office supplies can all become weapons. It's funny, creative, and a lot more entertaining than it might sound at first. And next, Dead by Daylight can be played for a limited time until June 22nd. If you've never tried it before, now is a great chance. One player becomes the killer while everyone else tries to survive and escape. The game has been one of the most popular multiplayer horror experiences for years, and with so many killers, maps, and crossover characters available, there's a huge amount of content waiting for new players. Up next, 2 Point Museum can also be played for a limited time until June 22nd. This is the latest entry in the 2 Point series, and it's exactly the kind of management game that's easy to start but hard to stop playing. You'll be building exhibits, attracting visitors, managing staff, and expanding your museum over time. It's relaxing, charming, and perfect if you enjoy strategy games that don't overwhelm you with complexity. And next, Speedball can also be played for a limited time until June 22nd. This classic futuristic sports game combines fast-paced action with aggressive gameplay. Matches move quickly, and there's always pressure to stay one step ahead of your opponents. It's easy to learn, fun to jump into, and a nice change of pace if you're looking for something different. And finally, MechWarrior 5. Mercenaries can be played for a limited time until June 22nd. This is a great opportunity to experience one of the most well-known mech combat series without spending anything. You'll pilot massive battle mechs, complete contracts, upgrade your machines, and build your own mercenary company. The combat feels powerful, the customization options are deep, and if you've ever wanted to control a giant war machine, this is definitely worth trying.